Hello and welcome to Cutting Words. I'm Brad Thompson and I'm here today to bring you the latest Unearthed Arcana, the latest One D&D Playtest Material, the playtest material for the next edition of Dungeons and Dragons. We have the Cleric getting covered today, first of the Divine classes and their new kind of groupings they're doing One D&D to look at, as well as they're doing a few revised species. That's right, species. They've gotten away with the word races. They've got to get rid of that and moving to the word species to be a better, it has less negative connotations, that race words. So they're moving on to use the word species. So they've got 3 species to go over today in this Unearthed Arcana. We have the Ardling, which Wizards have released a video on covering some of the latest feedback they've got from the previous playtests, and Ardling scored quite low. People didn't like the Ardling, were a bit confused about this whole animal angel creature, and so apparently they've changed it to be more animal-like, so got that look at, as well as they got a revised Dragonborn, which apparently scored the lowest of all the species in the previous playtests. No one liking the Dragonborn and questioning why it's so different and not lining up to the Fizzband Dragonborn. So you got a revised version there to look at, as well as a revised version of the Goliath, which is a surprise add there. We've got those to look at, as well as the Cleric, and no doubt a few other extra rules hidden throughout. Further feedback from they mentioned from Jeremy Crawford is the scoring very highly is the first level feats, the background feats. So they're pretty much guaranteed to be in the next edition of D&D. Free feat as part of your background going in. A categorization there, and they've also scored. Humans apparently scored very well. Everyone liked humans. Very popular, very bland, but very popular race. A race we're all very familiar with. I'm sorry, species very familiar with. It's going to take some getting used to. As well as scoring very poorly, which to no one's surprise was the D20 test system they released in that first playtest material, where every 20 was a crit and got you inspiration and things like that. So they've gotten away with that completely. All right, but anyway, let's get this PDF up and take a look. All right, so the Cleric and revised species. Okay. So, general spiel at the front. That's all identical every time. So nothing really to cover here. Also note Jeremy mentioned in his interview that there are going to be new ways of using weapons, new options for weapons coming out for the marshals, as well as the feats like Great Weapon Master and Sharpshooter. They've apparently moved a lot of those powerful must-have feats because they've been downgraded quite a bit in the previous feat, Unearthed Arcana, to be more built into the martial archetypes, like fighters and things will get class features. They apparently do something similar, so I'll be interested to see how that goes. So marshals can get that good damage. Alright, that's why you play a fighter or something, right? To deal good damage, right? Be good at fighting. It's in the name. Okay, so Cleric time though. We're here to talk about the Cleric today, and we've got class groups and things. There's all this the previous time, so let's just skip ahead to the new stuff. Alright, here we go. Cleric. Class group, Priest. Primary ability, Wisdom. No surprises there. Alright. First, drawn the power of the gods, blah blah blah. And now creating a Cleric. Here's the Cleric table. Spellcasting, that's really changed there for spell slot progression. In fact, I've got another window here where I can check that all cantrips look the same. Yep, that all looks correct. Okay. So nothing changed there, and properties are all the same. It's just the various class features that have shifted around. the biggest thing you'll probably notice is at 3rd levels when Clerics get subclass, they've made everything, all subclasses kicking in at the same kind of levels no matter what class. So Cleric, their subclass starts at 3rd level rather than 1st. Alright. Still got D8 hit die. Wisdom, Charisma, saving throws, skills. So Persuasion, Religion, or choose 2 from History, Insight, Medicine, Persuasion, and Religion. For weapons, none. For tools, okay. Armor training. Light armor, medium armor, shields. All pretty standard so far. You should get some starting gear. And multiclassing is all the same. Alright. So, first level features. You get your channel divinity at 1st level. And you gain the ability, so channel divinity, and you start with 2 effects, Divine Spark and Turn Undead. This is what 1st level, it's they don't normally get that. This at 1st level, so normally level 2 you get a channel divinity. And they give you 2 options, so 2 generic options, Divine Spark and Turn Undead. Each of which is described below. Each time you use your channel divinity, you choose which effect to create. You gain additional options later in the class. You can use your channel divinity a number of times equal to proficiency bonus. You gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So it's now proficiency based, the channel divinity. Before it was once and eventually twice a short rest. Okay. So use your spell save DC. Okay, here we go. Divine Spark. So your 2 standing options is as a magic action. You point your holy symbol at another creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself and focus divine energy at them. Roll a number of d8s equal to your proficiency bonus and add the rolls together. You either restore hit points to the creature equal to that total, or force the creature to make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes radiant damage equal to the total, and on a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage rounded down. So cute little healing or damage option there. Yeah, scales your proficiency. Fine solid option. Especially it's not a spell, although assuming there's no rules on magic actions and spell casting later limiting things, but at this stage I'm assuming you can do a magic action and then bonus action cast a spell, like Healing Word or something. Alright. Turn Undead. As a magic action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer centering undead creatures. Each undead within 30 feet of yourself of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is dazed. So we've got a new condition here, dazed. So it'll appear later in the document. That's underlined. For 1 minute, or until it takes any damage, or you are incapacitated or die. A lot of ors there. While dazed in this way, the only action the creature can take is the dash action. And if it moves, it must end that move further from you than where it started. Okay. So it doesn't have to run away. You can choose to do nothing. Okay, interesting. Cool, so that's Turn Undead. Interesting to see what Daze does. Okay. So yeah, from the get-go, because it's proficiency based, so level 1, you get 2 uses of channel ability a day from out of the gate at level 1. Your proficiency bonuses too. Right, yeah, pretty good. Nice having some more options. Around revels pretty quick low level, so that's fine. Alright. Also, first level, you get spellcasting. Because you're a full caster. You got some recommended prepared spells. Alternatively, you can prepare your own. You can swap them out. You can do a long rest from the divine spell list. Let's see, we get. It's covering their spellcasting, but you have to prepare a number of spells equal to your spell slots again, which is weird. So like your 5th level cleric, you have 4 1st level spell slots, 3 2nd level spell slots, and 2 3rd level spell slots. So you'd prepare number of spells of each level equal to spell slots there. So you'd prepare 2 3rd levels, 3 2nd levels, and 4 1st level spells, which seems a weird limitation to have. But I guess they're trying to tidy it up to be simpler, to have numbers match up and things like that, I guess. I feel like they'll just mean that people will just like prepare the fun niche optional spells. Those regular spells that come up sometimes. So, gotta have your ones you always use for each level prepared. But anyway, so wisdom spellcasting, use your holy symbol, it's all the same there otherwise. At level 2, you've dedicated yourself to one of the following sacred roles, either on your own or as part of a religious order. Choose one of the following options. Protector, train for battle, you gain martial weapon proficiency and heavy armor training. Or scholar, studying and teaching about lore of the gods and the multiverse, you gain proficiency in 2 of the following skills of your choice: arcana, history, nature, persuasion, and religion. When you make an ability check using either skill, you gain a bonus to this check equal to your wisdom modifier. Oh, that's quite, that's very interesting. Don't really do that. We just have you add your wisdom to some skills randomly. Oh, very cool. Or Thaumaturge, delving deeper into your divine magical abilities. You can prepare, one extra 0 level spell, aka cantrip, from the divine spell list. See your spell casting feature for more information on preparing spells. In addition, you regain 1 expended use of your channel divinity whenever you finish a short rest. Okay, so suddenly you get channel divinities back on a short rest now. Oh, that's quite cool. Thaumaturge. So what they've done here, because there's no, first level subclass domain choice anymore. Instead, they kind of generalized it. And now, rather than taking your subclass that gives you your heavy armor or extra skills or more magicness, magicness, sure, that's Thaumaturge. You get better choice separately here, which is quite cool. So you can play different types of clerics. So you can be heavy armored, light cleric or whatever, and that's fine. Cool. How is this going to be backwards compatible? I don't know with the previous books, but we'll see how that goes. Some kind of porting mechanism. How does Twilight Cleric fit into this? So interesting. But yeah, the unfortunately clerics not going to be a great little dip, multi-class dip anymore, because they're not front loaded with all those amazing things at first level. They're kind of spread out a little bit more. Just ultimately for the best, probably. And that choice a little bit later. Interesting. What type of cleric going to be? Presumably you know what your deity isn't about, though. When you start on this cleric path, I guess gods can have multiple kind of aspects, and which aspect you want to embody or what have you. A whole different role in the church. Yeah, would it be a martial type or what have you? Okay, interesting. All right, moving on to the 3rd level, you get your subclass. So as you finally get your subclass, and they prepared the life domain as the example one here in this one. So we'll get to that. That'll be down below. So at 3rd level, you finally get your subclass feature. So you've had to go first 2 levels without any of that. 4th level feat. You get your feat at 4th level. Level 5 smite undead. You can cause your turn undead feature to smite the undying. Whenever you use turn undead, you can roll a number of d8s equal to your proficiency bonus and the rolls together. Each undead that fails its saving throw against that use of turn undead takes radiant damage equal to the rolls total. Okay, free little AoE damage. Actually, it's a cleaner way of I should just replacing. There's no destroy undead, so it's just shout some damage rather than keeping track of CRs and things. I guess it's probably tidier because rather than having players keep track of CR ratings, keep that behind the screen for the DMs. The Dungeon Master to manage. Cool. Definitely more satisfying rolling some damage die. Addition that out. Cool. Little AoE smite. Level 6 subclass feature. You gain a feature from your cleric subclass. Cool. Level 7th Blessed Strikes. Divine power infuses you in battle. When a creature takes damage from one of your 0 level spells, aka cantrip, or your attacks with weapons, you can also deal 1d8 radiant damage to that creature. Once you deal this damage, you can't use this feature again until the start of your next turn, so it's once a turn. It's what should be called Blessed Strike rather than Blessed Strikes. So it's only happening once a turn. There's no striking here, just one. All right. You stroke them. Okay, 8th level feet. I don't like this old once per turn limitation to play everywhere, but I guess it's to stop, you know, potential abuse, I suppose. I only have it once, so a little damage bump. It's fun trying to figure out how to trigger it more than once. Anyway. 8th level, your feet. A 9th level, Holy Order. Your sacred duties have expanded, allowing you to choose a second option from the Holy Order feature. Right, now it's that level 2 feature, so you can go back and you can pick up your heavy armor and auto weapons then, if you haven't already, especially if you want to wait till later when you can actually forward plate. I can forward plate, now I'll pick up my heavy armor training. Or we'll go for the Scholar one, or Thaumaturge. And if you're a good channel to Verdi, Thaumaturge looks real good. Yeah. Solid options. So you get that 9th level. 10th level subclass feature. You gain a feature from your Cleric subclass. Level 11. So this is where you're a full caster. Yeah. So this level 11 is generally where the big power jump happens. Where fighters will get extra attack. Paladins get extra damage on all their attacks. For spellcasting, you jump up and get the 5th level casting? 6th level casting. 6th level casting. Yeah, so you get that, as well as you get the Divine Intervention kicking online at 11th now. You can call on your deity or pantheon to intervene on your behalf when you need is great. As an action, describe the assistance you seek and roll percentile dice. If you roll a number equal to or lower than your cleric level, the divine power intervenes. The DM chooses the nature of the intervention, and the effect of any divine spell is appropriate. If the intervention occurs, you can't use this feature again for 2d6 days. Otherwise, you can use it again after you finish a long rest. So that's been tweaked a little bit. Just make it random amount of days and things, but nothing major there. 12th level, get your feet. 14th level, subclass feature. 16th level, feet. 18th level, greater divine intervention. When you use your divine intervention feature, it succeeds automatically, no roll required, and you can use it again in 2d4 days. So that's coming at 18th level. That used to be the 20th level of cleric feature. So for 18th level, your god works for you. Hey god, do this for me now, right now. Pretty potent feature. 19th level, another feat, and 20th level, you get your epic boon. Get an epic boon fate, or another epic boon feat of your choice. It's the recommended spell list, which often lies. Though, you know, bless is a good call from the get-go. That sort of thing. Alright. Let's see what else we got. It's the recommended list. Okay. Here we go. Subclass Life Domain. It's all about that healing. So you get your domain spells, which Lesser Restoration, Prayer of Healing, which is being changed because that's why it's underlined there. Mass Healing Word, Revivify. What your 5th level spell, 5th level, last level, 3rd level spells. 7th level, cleric level, you get Aura of Life and Death Ward, and at 9th level you get Greater Restoration and Mass Cure Wounds. The Aura of Life is new. Well, not new. Paladin spell, but yeah. It's being added on there. Oh yeah, so before, yeah, these spells have definitely changed. They got rid of 1st level spells. Oh, I didn't realize that. So it's getting got comparison list up. And yeah, so before they got 1st level, they got free Bless and Kill Wounds. That's gone. They don't get 1st level spells anymore. It makes sense. Life Domain doesn't kick until 3rd level. So instead, at 3rd level, they had Lesser Restoration Spiritual Weapon. That's been changed to Lesser Restoration and Prayer of Healing. Level Beacon of Hope Revivify. Now it's Mass Healing Word Revivify. Before it was Death Ward and Guardian of Faith at 7th level. Now it's Aura of Life and Death Ward. And 9th level before was Mass Cure Wounds and Raise Dead. Now it's Greater Restoration and Mass Cure Wounds. So some further tweaks there. Alright. Let's see, your healing spells. So, Disciple of Life. At 3rd level you get, so you get the subclass, your first thing you get out the gate is your healing spells are empowered by life itself. When a spell you cast with a spell slot restores hit points to a creature, that creature regains additional hit points on your turn. On the turn you cast a spell, additional hit points equal 2 plus the spell's level. So this is both healing. They've clarified the wording, so good berries don't work anymore. So you can't make great berries, super healing berries, by using the druid good berry spells. Doesn't stack with that anymore because you have to cast a healing at a creature rather than making these berries. Otherwise still solid. Level 6 you get Preserve Life. You can use your Channel Divinity to heal a group of the critically injured. As an action you can expend 1 use of your Channel Divinity and present your holy symbol, restoring a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. Choose any creatures within 30 feet of yourself. You can choose yourself and divide those hit points among the chosen creatures. This feature can bring a creature's current hit points to no more than half its hit point maximum. So W to Channel Divinity there, and that's now at 6th level. 10th level Blessed Healer. The healing spells you cast on others heal you as well. When you cast a spell with a spell slot on another creature that restores hit points to it, you regain hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level on the turn you cast the spell. And at 14th level, Supreme Healing. When you would normally roll 1 or more dice to restore hit points to a creature with a spell that you cast with a spell slot, don't roll those dice with the healing. Instead, use the highest number possible for each die. So 2d6 is actually restore 12 hit points. You're really good at those heals, and yeah, so no major changes to Life Domain. Just a few tweaks in the spell list there. Some slightly modified wording in the order you get things. Yeah, alright. And on species. Okay, so before we get into species, so Cleric, yeah, I think the Cleric changes, overall I like them. It's been a good rebalancing and spreading out of things. Because your Cleric was awfully front-loaded before, so just kind of spread it out a little bit and freed up some options where you can get your armor proficiencies and things like that separate from the domain you pick, which I think I quite like. So yeah, I think overall I'm pretty happy with what they've done with Cleric here. Definitely a lot better than what they did with the poor Bard. But yes, and the Rogue, the Cleric seems to be doing okay. So we've got a few of the Cleric spells to look at, the wording of, that they've updated, so we'll see how that goes. But the class itself is looking in good shape here. I think overall I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's get to these species. Okay. Yay. Let's see. So we got about the species now. Ardling, Dragonborn, and Goliath options to look at. Okay. So Ardling, celestial animals roam beastlands, a plain of untamed beauty and wild nature. Many of those otherworldly animals serve the beast lords. In the early days of the multiverse, some of the animals evolved into bipedal forms. Among their number are Ardlings, people with beast-like heads, keen senses, and an innate connection to divine magic. Long ago, the ancestors of Ardlings migrated to the material plane, and Ardlings can now be found on many worlds. An Ardling has a head resembling that of an animal. Depending on the animal, the Ardling might also have fur, feathers, or scales, some little and others hawking. Ardlings are varied as the animals they resemble. Alright, so Ardlings, they are, so Ardling adventurer traits. Either, yeah, add an adventure tag to it. I used to say these are adventurer versions of Ardlings, not necessarily the atypical Ardling. So made to try and codify. So you're humanoid, your size is medium, about 4 to 7 feet tall, or small, about 3 to 4 feet tall. We got codified in brackets. Choose when you select the species. Your speed is 30 feet. Lifespan 200 years on average. Alright. As an Ardling adventurer, you have the following special traits. Animal ancestry, you're seed from a celestial animal. Choose one of the ancestry types below, then choose one of the example animals listed for that ancestry or similar animal. You gain the benefits of that ancestry, and your head resembles the head of the chosen animal. So you can be a climber, which is a bear, cat, lizard, or squirrel. Oh god, I picture a squirrel-headed person. Oh my god. You have hooked claws, sharp nails, or a serpentine tail. As a result, you have a climb speed equal to your speed, and once per turn, when you deal damage with your unarmed strike to a target, you can increase the damage to that target by an amount equal to your proficiency bonus. Okay, so you climb speed and you can do a little bit of extra damage with your unarmed strikes. Sure. It's interesting that, yeah, just adding damage to unarmed strikes, not like unarmed strikes now deal D6, whatever. I wonder if that's how they're going to handle natural weapons now on species. Interesting. Flyer. Bat, eagle, owl, raven. You have vestigial wings. As a result, when you fall at least 10 feet, you can use a reaction to safely glide downward, taking no damage from the fall. In addition, when you take the jump action, you can flap your wings to gain advantage on that action's ability check. There's really terrified of flying species now. They're trying to limit, like, they can't really fly, can they? Are they trying to get away from people having innate fly speeds? Is it, I guess, that has been known to be problematic, especially at low level. So maybe they're trying to nerf or get rid of flying player options at early level. Also, thinking back on the unarmed strike thing, I guess it's be interesting to see how that affects things like monk when they finally release the monk and things like that. They do unarmed strikes. Yeah, I wonder what what's going on there. Anyway, yeah, it's next one. We got the racer. Deer, dog, horse, or triceratops. When you take the dash action, your speed increases for the action. The increase equals 10 times your proficiency bonus. Okay, so you're level 1, you take the dash action, so your speed would be, extra, so proficiency is 2, so it'll be extra 10 times 10, so you'd extra 20 for the movement on top. So say you moved and dashed, that would make, you only get that for that dash action though, so you don't mean you should get 30 feet, you go up to 80 feet of movement, and that's it. And obviously it scales up as your proficiency goes up. Okay, and that's the only thing to get. Okay. Swimmer, crocodile, dolphin, frog, or shark. Shark face. You can hold your breath for up to an hour at a time. And let's go over you can breathe underwater, just only an hour. Okay. And you have the swim speed equal to your speed. In addition, you have resistance to cold damage. Oh, resistance to damage type is always nice. It's probably the best of the options. You have to be a fish-headed man. You're a reverse mermaid. Your top half of a fish. It's unfortunate. Yeah. Okay. So you get one of the options there. Oh, as well as you get divine magic. You can innately channel minor divine magic. You know the thaumaturgy spell. When you finish a long rest, you can replace that spell with a different zero level spell from the divine list. Oh, good. So you don't have to keep this thaumaturgy spell. You can swap it out to something actually good. Okay. And you can use intelligence, wisdom, charisma for the casting of that. You also get keen senses. You have proficiency in the perception skill, and that's it. That's the Ardling. So you get a pretty standard humanoid build there, and you get no dark vision, notably. Can't see in the dark. And you get to choose animal head. That gives you some little bonus, nothing major really. And you get cantrip, and you get proficiency in perception. That's it. Okay. So Ardling, I believe before people were complaining that, according to the Jeremy Crawford's feedback video, people weren't sure about how this related to Asima. They had a lot of cleric spells. They seemed a bit over the show. They're animal people with all these holy powers, and they seem to have gone away with most of that. And now they're leaning to the animal side of things. The animal side of things seem very meh, though. There's nothing here I'm really, oh my gosh, it seems amazing. Well, it seems so interesting. Not gonna lie, I'm definitely put off by the theme. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of an animal-headed person playing that. So it's definitely put me off initially, on the outset, should I say, with this. But mechanically, I don't see anything too exciting here either. I don't know. I think, well, we'll see how this feedback survey goes. But they say, you know, things that score low, they'll look at fixing, and then, you know, too low, they'll just disintegrate. They said they'll get rid of it and they'll be gone. So we'll see if Ardling survives another round of playtesting. We will see. I think not. Alright, Dragonborn. So we got Dragonborn Adventurer. So again, using the adventurer tag now for it. You're humanoid, you're medium, about 5 to 7 feet tall, 3-foot movement, your lifespan is 80 years on average. Let's see, you get Draconic Ancestry. So you get to choose your type of dragon, that's nothing new there, and you get your damage type based on the color you chose. Breath weapon, when you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of your attacks with an exhalation of magical energy in either a 15-foot cone or 30-foot line that is 5 foot wide. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw against a DC equal to 8, plus your constitution modifier, plus your proficiency. Bonus, on a failed save, creature takes 1d10 damage of the type determined by your Draconic Ancestry trait. On a successful save, creature takes half as much damage. This damage increases by 1d10 when you reach the following character levels: 5th level 2d10, 11th level 3d10, and 17th level 4d10. You use breath weapon number times equal to proficiency bonus, and you gain all experience uses when you finish a long rest. Wow. So they've brought in the Fizzband Dragonborn breath weapon. So you can replace an attack action. So if you've got multi-attack, you can breathe once and then attack with your second attack, which is a nice option to have for those martial builds. And you can choose type of cone for the occasion. So each time you can choose either do a 15-foot little cone, or you do a little line. They're lined up nicely for you. You don't want to hit your friends. So that's a nice option to have, flexibility there, and it does okay damage. You know, scaling up from cantrip level damage. To a bunch of people. So it's very cute. I think it's a good solve there. Because before it was the whole action, the damage was really bad, and yeah. Ugh. So I'm glad they just listened to the feedback and made things more comparable to the Fizzband's Dragonborn. I don't know why they just copy paste and use it, but sure. I'll take another Dragonborn option, I guess. Alright, but wait, there's more. So that's just a breath weapon. You also get damage resistance. So you have resistance to the damage type determined by your Draconic Ancestry trait. Perfect. You also get dark vision. You have dark vision with a range of 60 feet, which I don't believe the Fizzband Dragonborn got that. Oh, I'm gonna double check. Okay. No, they do not. So that's a immediate get. So these ones have dark vision, as well as Draconic Flight. When you reach 5th level, you learn how to channel the magical energy of your Draconic Ancestry to give yourself temporary flight. As a bonus action, you can sprout spectral wings on your back that last for 10 minutes, or until you are incapacitated, or you retract the wings as a bonus action. During that time, you have fly speed equal to your speed. Your wings appear to be made of the energy used by your breath weapon. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Okay, so once a day you can fly for your magical concentration flight for 10 minutes. That's pretty cool, because I'm pretty sure a similar ability was on the Gem Dragonborn, which I quite liked in Fizzbands, but that flight only lasted 1 minute. So this was there for 10 minutes. Yeah, which is a big boost there. So they get a 10 minute long flight. They get dark vision. Yeah, they got breath weapon resistance. Yeah, dragons notable for their fantastic eyesight. Dragonborn now have good eyesight. That's nice. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I'm happy with this Dragonborn. Lock it in. Let's lock it in. And that feedback, I think this is the best we're going to get Dragonborn are now solid. Perfect. Alright, and the final race option here, sorry, species option. It's going to take a while to get up to. Just doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Okay. Goliath, towering over most folks. Goliaths are distant descendants of giants. Each Goliath bears the blessings of the first giants. Blessings that manifest in various supernatural boons, including the ability to quickly grow and temporarily approach the height of the Goliath's gigantic kin. Goliaths have physical characteristics that are reminiscent of the giants in their family lines. For example, some Goliaths look like stone giants, while others resemble fire giants. Whatever giants they count as kin, Goliaths have forged their own path in the multiverse, unencumbered by the internecine conflicts that have ravaged giant kind for ages and seek heights above those reached by their ancestors. Okay, so Goliaths, they've changed the law here to make Goliaths connected to all giants as opposed to, I believe they were just stone giants. So Goliaths were descendants from stone giants. They're making them all descendants of all giants. Kind of like the Dragonborn of giants, the Giantborn. Alright, so Goliath adventure traits. It's interesting because Goliath is in Mortal Kombat's Monsters of the Multiverse. So I decided to actually go, hold on a second, let's update the Goliath. So Goliath adventure traits, humanoid, medium size, about 7 to 8 feet tall, 35 foot movement. Oh, pretty sure I didn't have that before. Extra little movement speed. Cute little ad there. Lifespan 80 years on average. As a Goliath adventurer, you have the following special traits. Giant ancestry, you're descended from giants. Choose one of the following benefits. A supernatural boon from your ancestry. You can use the chosen benefit a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Okay. So, Cloud's Jaunt. The Cloud Giant is a bonus action. You magically teleport up to 30 feet to an occupied space you can see. Oh sweet, you get a free little misty step. Quite cute. Fires burn. Fire Giant, when you hit a target with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you can also deal 1d10 fire damage to the target. Cool, some free extra damage. Frost Chill, when you hit a crit target with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you can also deal 1d6 cold damage to the target and reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. Very similar to fire, isn't it? Just less damage, but it does the damage movement speed reduction. It's helpful if you're tanking, try to keep people from moving away. But yeah, okay. Hills Tumble, when you hit a large or small creature with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you can knock that target prone. No save, just works. Just works, that's pretty good. Stone's Endurance, Stone Giant, this should be very familiar. When you take damage, you can use reaction to roll d12, add your constitution modifier to the number rolled, and reduce the damage by that total. So that's the classic Goliath ability. So these are basically just all options you can use to swap out instead of using Stone's Endurance, get one of these other ones instead. So you're descended from a different type of giant. Storm's Thunder, Storm Giant. When you take damage from a creature within 60 feet of you, you can use your reaction to deal 1d8 thunder damage to that creature. Cool. But wait, there's more. Large form, starting at 5th level, you gain the ability to supernaturally grow. As a bonus action, you change your size to large, provided you're in a big enough space. This transformation lasts 10 minutes, or until you end it as a bonus action. During its duration, you have advantage on strength checks, and your speed increases by 10 feet. Oh. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. So once a day, you can turn big, which gives you advantage on strength checks, and bonus speed. Okay. Similar to Giant Size Rune Knight, though they get extra bonus damage and don't get the bonus speed they get here. Okay. Powerful build, you have advantage on any saving throw you make to end the grapple condition on yourself. You also count as one size larger when determining your carry capacity and the weight you can push, drag, or lift. That's a good sneakily stack with large forms. You turn large, and then you count as one size larger for weight you can push, drag, or lift. So suddenly you can push, you know, as if you're a huge sized giant. Okay. Suddenly you're knocking I don't know, pushing a Taras prone or something. Cool. So that's just all win-win. Like Goliath isn't really losing anything, just more options. And yeah, they go 50 level ability to grow big, and a little bonus to movement speed. Yeah, sure, I'll take more cool stuff with Goliath. Yeah. Giant race. I like giants. I was a big fan of Storm King's Thunder campaign. I run that a few times. So yeah, I'm super stoked for Goliath to get some love in here. Rune Knight also looks super fun, and now I'm kind of keen to play a double down to like a Goliath Rune Knight. Yeah, super cool. Sure, yeah, I'll take it. I'm all happy with that. Cool, yeah, so Goliath and Dragonborn, thumbs up from me. Ardling, thumbs down. No. Alright. So that would imply that Goliaths are going to be reprinted in the Player's Handbook, the new Player's Handbook. Either that or this is a sneaky playtest ad, and they actually go release in the new Giant book coming out next year. Big B's Book of Giants or something, whatever it's called. With a bunch of giant player options. So it's potentially they're trying to sneak that in as a playtest because they want to fit that into that book. Could be what's happening. Who knows? Alright. Feats. So this section covers collection of feats. Okay. Alright. Speed through these. Anything new? Epic Boon of Fate. When another creature that you can see within 60 feet of you makes a d20 test, you can roll d10 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or a penalty to the d20 roll. Once you use this benefit, you can't use it again until you roll initiative or finish a short or long rest. Roll initiative trigger is interesting. Don't see it that often. Alright, Epic Boon or Spell Recall. You can cast any spell you've prepared without spending a spell slot, provided the spell is 50 or lower. Once you do so, you can't use the benefit again until you finish a long rest. Okay, so it's the extra spell. So the Mage or Priest group. Both of those. Epic Boon of True Sight. Priest group only. You have True Sight out to range of 60 feet. That's interesting. Why limited to Priest group? Seen arbitrary? Sure. True Sight's pretty nice. Alright, we have Changelog. A bunch of new things here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Different various spells have changed too. Okay. A new update in this article. Okay, let's get to it. So ability check. Ability check is one of these 3 types of d20 tests. Rules often called ability check. Chance to be failure. Check. When a creature attempts something other than attack roll or saving throw, there has a chance of meaningful failure. When the outcome is uncertain and narratively interesting, the dice determine the results. Okay. This is an interesting one. The having a meaningful impact. Making people roll d20s when there's no meaningful impact otherwise. There's an interesting debate on that. So I believe there is difficulty class. We set spells, DCs and things. Like it can be interesting sometimes when you feel to roll, they might get, high, over 20 or whatever, and go, that's still a failure. Like, oh my gosh, because it was a very pretty much impossible knowledge roll, and just to highlight the fact that that is very rare, hard to get knowledge, or like no way of knowing that, but they can roll and they get rolled really well. And they go, no, you still don't know. It's that impossible. I've seen that dramatic impact before. So, I don't know. It's an interesting one. I guess everything in moderation. We don't want people spamming rolls all the time, but yeah. I don't know. We ask them to roll. Anyway, skills. This. Goals, proficiency bonus skills. Yeah, it's fine. Action required. Make ability check requires you to take an action unless a rule says otherwise. Several of the named actions such as hide or influence include ability checks. DM may override this requirement and allow a particular ability check to be made as part of the bonus action or no action at all. Okay, so default is all ability checks is an action. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, aid spell. There's a new version of the aid spell. Aid, second level of duration, divine spell list. So it's action to cast, range to defeat. Let's see. Instantaneous. Your spell bolsters creatures, filling them with resolve. Choose up to 6 creatures within range. Each target gains 5 temporary hit points. At high levels, when you cast a spell, using a spell slot 3rd level higher, the number of temporary hit points increases by 5 for each spell slot above 2nd. Wow, that's like a different spell now. So before aid was, you can cast it on up to 3 creatures, not 6. So the more creature targets is nice. But instead of giving out temporary hit points, it was increasing your hit point maximum and healing that much as well. So it means you can heal a bunch of people, like a bunch of people on the ground. You can heal them all, up to 3 people, get them back up. Because temporary hit points does not get people back up from 0. If there's down on 0, temporary hit points will not help. It's like a damage buffer you get on top of temporary hit points effectively. And or you can use it to, just increase people's max hit points, which can be sneaky good. As well as there's lots of other temporary hit point gaining mechanics, abilities, and spells in the game. There's quite a lot of them. And they don't stack with each other. You only ever keep the highest source of temporary hit points. You can't just keep loading on various temporary hit points from other places. So losing the option of aid, just increasing your hit point maximum, and group healing and things like that, is quite a big blow actually. I can see the whole, because non-concentration just has some temporary hit points. Up to 6 creatures could be quite good if, say, you got a party with a bunch of summon creatures, or I don't know, something like that. You can, beef them up with some temporary hit points. Otherwise, yeah, it's sad to lose the regular aid option. Interesting. I wonder why they did that. Was it too complicated having hit point maximum increase? Okay, arcane spell. It's just arcane spell list. Sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards harness this magic, as do artificers. Okay. Cool. And there's been school changes, for sure. I don't think we need to go into the spell list in detail. Wait for the actual new class, updated class to come out that uses them. Okay, so let's skim through the spell list. Alright. Armor training, it's fine. Just mentioning, if you're wearing armor and you're not, without armor training, disadvantage on a d20 test, involves strength or dexterity, and you can't cast spells, and holding a shield won't help you increase your armor class. Alright. Attack action. Make one attack with a weapon or arm strike. Sure. Weapons you can equip or unequip one weapon before or after each attack you make as part of this action, even if the attack is with an unarmed strike. Moving between attacks. You can move on your turn. You can use some or all of your movement move between attacks of this action. If you move, have a feature such as extra attack that gives you more than one attack as part of the attack action. Attack roll. The attack roll is one of the 3 types of d20 tests. Okay. Banishment spell. This new version of the banishment spell. So 4th level up duration. Arcane divine spell. Action, range to the feet. Components. An item distasteful to the target. Is that new? I didn't realize. Anyway, concentration up to 1 minute. You can attempt to send one creature that you can see within range to another plane of existence. The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be transported to a harmless demiplane for the duration. The target can willingly fail the save. While in the demiplane, the target is incapacitated. At the end of each of its turns, the target can repeat the save, ending the spell on itself on success. When the spell ends on the target, it reappears in the space it left, or in the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied. If the spell lasts on the target for 1 minute, and the target is an aberration, celestial, elemental, a fae, or a fiend, the target doesn't return. It is instead transported to a random location on a plane associated with its creature type. when you cast a spell using spell slots at 5th level higher, you can target an additional creature for each slot above 4th level. Oh dear. So Banishment's got nerfed, because now we're on this one save and they're gone. They're going to be saving every turn. There's no way they're not going to succeed after that minute. They're saving for, what, 10 saves? Actually, what, 11 saves? Yeah, this will be the first one initially. Before being permanently banished. That's a lot of charisma saves they need to fail. To not come back. Okay, because before it's just a one save at the start, and then hey, if your concentration is broken, then they come back. Otherwise, they're gone. So they've changed that up. Was banishment a huge problem? They're like, we got to nerf banishment, guys. Banishment's a big problem. All the enemies getting banished. I mean, most of these otherworldly creatures they're talking about have pretty good charisma scores, especially when we talk about fiends and celestials. Good luck banishing them. You know. Okay. Well, banishment's not very good anymore. I mean, it was okay before. Okay. I wonder why they did that. And yeah. And also, I don't think it listed creature types before either. It was just if they're happy for another plane, so they kind of codified that, I guess. So the DM didn't have to think about where the creature came from. If it's one of those creature types, then you're good to go. I don't know. Barkskin, new version of a spell. Barkskin, they changed that last. I don't know kind of what they do to it this time. This is a bonus action cast. Touch. Concentration up to an hour. You touch one creature to protect it with regenerating bark. The spell ends. The target's skin assumes a bark-like appearance, and at the start of each of the target's turns, the target gains a number of temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier plus your proficiency bonus. At high levels, when you cast a spell using the spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you can target one additional winning creature for each slot a level above 2nd. Did that change? If it did, it's very minor. It looks about how it had it in the previous playtest. Anyway, next, line sight. Range lying on, okay. Physical sight, within that range you can effectively see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if you're blinded or in darkness. Wherever you can effectively see a hidden or an invisible creature in that range. Okay, so they're hidden, you can still see them. Sure. Climb speed you can use to move a vertical surface without spending any extra movement normally associated with climbing. A climb speed can also be used in any situation in which your speed is usable. Some creatures with the spider climb trait, which allows their climb speed to work even on the underside of horizontal surfaces. Sure. Got a list of creature types there. D10 at 20 tests. They've still got inspiration on natural 1. Heroic inspiration. That's still around. It hasn't died yet for some reason. Sure. Not a fan, but sure, whatever. Moving on. Dash action. The dash action allows you to make a bonus move during the current turn. Sure. Here's a dazed condition. Wonderful. While dazed, you'll experience the following effect. Limited activity. You can move or take one action on your turn, not both. You also can't take a bonus action or a reaction. It's kind of like a slow effect then. Dazed. Alright, sure. So that's what they got rid of the turned condition and instead got dazed, which I guess they can use in other places too. A difficult terrain. A space is difficult terrain. Every foot of movement in that space costs 1 extra foot. For example, moving 5 feet through a difficult terrain costs 10 feet of movement. Difficult terrain isn't cumulative. Either a space is difficult terrain or it isn't. A space is difficult terrain for a creature if the space contains any of the following. Oh, like a list of what counts. Interesting. A creature that isn't tiny. Furniture that is small or larger. Heavy snow. Heavy undergrowth. Ice. Liquid that's between shin and waist deep. Any deeper and you need to swim. Narrow opening that is a size for a creature one size smaller. Pit or another gap of 10 to 5 feet. Rubble. Slope of 20 degrees or more. So, gentle slope. Okay, the DM may determine that other things count as different terrain based on the examples here. Oh, interesting. Well, it's nice to have some firm examples. I don't know can't think of how much was there before, but maybe that's buried somewhere in the DMG. It's hard to remember what's in that book. But yeah, interesting to see here. Okay. Divine spells. This is divine spell list. For clerics and paladins. Let's see. So we got. Wow, I can't imagine there's anything terribly different here. The only spells that clerics and paladins probably normally get. Quick skim. Nothing's jumping out of me as new or surprising. So Find Steed. Clerics can now cast Find Steed. Whoa, clerics. Okay, clerics. It's gonna be pretty good. Let's see. Anything else new and interesting in here? Nothing's jumping out of me. Quick skim. No, nothing. All seems pretty standard. Alright. Well, exhausted. In all the books as exhaustion, you experience the following effects. Levels of exhaustion. This condition is cumulative. Each time you receive it, you gain 1 level of exhaustion. You die if your exhaustion level exceeds 10. Alright, so you need exhaustion level 11 to die. When you take a D20 test, you subtract your exhaustion level from the D20 roll. Spell save DC is affected. Subtract your exhaustion level from the spell save DC of any spell you cast. Ugh. Okay, so if you're exhausted, your spells are less effective too. Yuck. So spellcasters can't get around it. In addition, finishing a long rest removes 1 of your levels of exhaustion. When your exhaustion level reaches 0, you're no longer exhausted. This is the first time I've ever seen. Yeah, penalties to your own spell save DC for things. Oh, that's interesting. I guess that makes sense, yeah, because otherwise, spellcasters who I just make other people save guys. I don't actually do anything directly myself. I don't roll dice. Still get penalized for the exhaustion as opposed to not going, I'm exhausted, but it doesn't really matter because I don't really roll dice. I make other people roll dice. I look at you, bards. Okay. Expertise. A special feature that enhances your use of particular skill proficiency. If you gain expertise, you gain it on one skill in which you have proficiency. You can never have expertise in the same skill proficiency more than once. When making an ability check with a skill proficiency in which you have expertise, your proficiency bonus is double for that check. Cool. Oh man. So what if you were like a ranger cleric or something with that skill ability? So you could get be a skill, then you get expertise in that skill, and then you get the cleric ability where you can add your wisdom to the skill as well. So you get double proficiency plus wisdom onto a, I don't know, int-based skill, so you get int 2. That's so you get some big numbers there. That's quite silly. Alright, 5 speed. Yeah, it's all the same. And if you got hover trait, 4 if you grabbed on capacity or something. Cool. Nothing new there. Grappled. While grappled, you experience the following effects. Your speed is 0. Yep, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against any target other than the grappler. The grappler can drag or carry you when it moves, but the grappler suffers a slow condition while moving unless you are tiny or 2 or more sizes smaller than the grappler. Escape. While grappled, you can make a dexterity or strength saving throw against the grappler's escape DC at the end of your turns, ending condition on yourself. On a success, the condition also ends if the grappler is incapacitated, or if something removes you from the grappler's range. Cool. Is that the same as what it was last playtest? Unless I'm missing something. But yeah. Grappled. It's interesting take on how they're doing grappled. I guess they're making dexterity and strength saving throws more important for these things as opposed to contested checks. Alright. Guidance spell. New version of the guidance spell again. So it got changed last time. And looks like they've tweaked it further. So guidance 0 all, divination spell, divine and primal. I'm guessing they're getting rid of the word cantrip, calling things 0 level spells. Sure. Casting time reaction. When you take in response to you or an ally within 10 feet of you, failing ability checks. You have to be fairly close. It's range 10 feet. Vocal and semantic. So you have to speak and wave your hands around. Instantaneous, you channel magical insight to the creature who failed the ability check. That creature can roll a d4 and add a number rolled to the check, potentially turning it into success. Wonderful. So, guidance normally is it's an action to cast, cantrip, 1 minute concentration, and you basically preload someone up with a d4 to add to an ability check. In the next minute, help them out. So you kind of gives them pre-guidance, which makes more thematic sense to me. But they get trying to change it because apparently there's tables where people spam it quite a lot. Walk around constantly casting it or something weird like that. So the last playtest they had it basically like this, except they had a limitation of you can benefit from the guidance spell like once a day or something. So if you already got guidance, by this reaction spell, that's you done for the day. So the cantrip was very limited uses. How do you keep track of? You to keep track of. Hold on, have I guidance you today? It was maybe that was still the same day as like a couple weeks ago when we last played or something. Did I guidance you 2 weeks ago? Did you keep track? So I'm glad they got rid of that because I definitely was not a fan on that weird unnecessary limitation. I think this is probably the best of all worlds version here now. I think they've landed on it. So yeah, that's guidance, still pretty solid cantrip, but not. They got rid of the spamminess nature of it. And hey, clerics now have got a use for their reaction, which is nice. Didn't we have that before? All right. We've got the help action. I don't believe anything changed here. It's you need the skilled in order to help someone, and you give someone advantage, or you can use your action to distract an enemy you're next to, gaining advantage to one of your allies in their next attack roll. Heroic Inspiration. We have Heroic Inspiration, also called Inspiration. You can expend it to give yourself advantage on D20 tests. You decide to do so immediately after rolling D20. It's a bit weird how you roll D20 and go, actually, I like to have advantage. You decide after you roll to roll with advantage now, so you roll a second D20. Especially don't decide up front, for sure. And yeah, so when you get kind of rolls a 1 for D20s, the 1 must be on the D20 used. Yeah, so you roll 1, you get the dice. That's all the same still. For the last playtest. Not a fan, but what you gotta do. You can have 1 at a time. You give it to your friends when you get it. Alright, got the hidden condition. While hidden, you experience the following effects. You concealed, you aren't affected by any effect that requires this target to be seen. Surprise, if you're hidden when you roll initiative, you have advantage on roll. Attacks affected, attack rolls against you have disadvantage on your attack rolls. Any attack rolls have advantage. In the condition ends on you immediately after any of the following occurrences. You make a sound louder than a whisper, your enemy finds you, you make an attack roll, you cast a spell with a verbal component, or you aren't heavily obscured or behind any cover. Alright, hide action with that DC 15 dex self check. Okay, that's all the same. There's last playtest. Sure. Incapacitated. You can take actions or reactions. Your concentration is broken. You can't speak. That's all the same as previously. And surprise, if you're incapacitated when you roll initiative, you disadvantage on the roll. Alright, got influence action. Alright, we'll quickly check this. Let's get to these rules. We don't want this video to be ridiculously long, do we? Okay. Just increase attitude of charisma. You still got the different friendly and hostile that was mentioned before. We've got you can interact and change people from those 3 different categories, being different, hostile, friendly. And use your various influence checks. And they got a list table here telling you what different influence skill checks can do. Got animal handling, gently coaxing a beast or monstrosity, deception, deceiving a creature that can understand you, intimidation, intimidating a creature, persuasion, persuading a creature that can understand you. Alright, and minimum DC is 15. All the creatures' intelligence score, whichever is higher. That's interesting. Got some hard rules there, hard coded there. Outcome: if your check succeeds, the creature does as asked. I suppose not like intelligent wisdom, like wisdom insight. That's normally what I thought would be a more defensive kind of or a social check. Sure, just intelligence. Creature does as asked. If check fails, you must wait. Wait, so request again. The default wait times 24 hours for GM shorten or okay. Weird. Always unnecessary roleplay rules, but I guess people like hearing hard coding for that, I suppose. Like you interact with them, therefore they now shift alignment to this or whatever. Now friendly to you because you passed the DC. I guess there's people out there who play it that way. Okay. Can't be seen. Invisible. Yeah, that's all the same there. Oh wait, attack rolls against you have disadvantage and attack rolls have advantage. If a creature can somehow see you, as with blind sight, you don't gain this benefit against that creature. Oh. So this is a change on the invisible condition actually. Side effect main effect requires its target to be seen. Yeah, so now people can see you. Now that you don't get advantage, they don't disadvantage and you don't advantage, that's gone. They changed it to be more the logical way. Because yeah, rules in 5th edition were if you see invisible creature, you still have disadvantage to attack them, and they have advantage to attack you. Like they're like a predator, like the movie Predator kind of outline going on there. But instead, they've changed it now to the more logical way that most people, I think, believed it worked and we ran it that way. If you can have a method of seeing invisible creatures, you don't have disadvantage to attack them, and you can, yeah, they don't have advantage to attack you. That's all gone out the window because they can see you, which makes sense. Yes, that's that. Let's see. Jump action. With jump action, you can attempt to leap more than 5 feet. A jump of 5 feet or less is treated as difficult terrain. When you take this action, your speed must be greater than 0, and you must make a DC 10 strength check, acrobatics or athletics. If you don't move at least 10 feet immediately before this action, you have disadvantage on the check. On a failed check, you leap 5 feet horizontally or vertically. On a successful check, the check's total determines the distance in feet that you can clear horizontally, or half that total if you're jumping vertically, rounding down. This jump doesn't expend your movement, but the distance you clear can't exceed your speed. Okay. Cool. Jumping. Light weapon property. We take the attack action on your turn and attack with a light weapon in one hand and have a light weapon in the other hand. You can make one extra attack as part of the same action. The extra attack must be made with the light weapon in the other hand, and you don't add your ability modifier to the extra attack's damage. You can make this extra attack only once on each of your turns. For example, if you take the attack action on your turn and you have a short sword in one hand and a dagger in the other, each of which has the light property, you can make one attack with each weapon, but you don't add your strength or dexterity modifier to the damage roll on the second weapon. Okay, that's all how it was in the previous playtest. Long rest. A long rest is a period of extended downtime at least 8 hours long, available to any creature. During a long rest, you sleep for at least 6 hours and perform no more than 2 hours of light activity, such as reading, talking, eating, or standing watch. Benefits of the rest. To start the long rest, you must have at least 1 hit point. When you finish the rest, you gain the following benefits. Oh, that's interesting. So you can't long rest on 0. You need a short rest and spend a hit die, get some healing on you, and then you can rest up from there. Interesting restriction there. So you regain all hit die, you regain all lost hit all hit points, and you regain all spent hit die. So now there's gaining half back or something. I guess they decided it's easiest to have them all back. Whatever. New day, reset, everything reset. Less things to keep track of. Fair enough. Running low on hit die very rarely was an issue. So, HP max restored. If your hit point maximum was reduced, it returns to normal. Ability scores restored. If any of your ability scores were reduced, they return to normal. Okay, wonderful. just by default. I assume there's probably things out there that say you are cursed, you will not your ability scores or max hit points will not return until XYZ happens, which will probably override that. But by default, everything comes back after you long rest. A new adventuring day has begun. Everything resets back to Zil. Exhaustion reduced. If you're exhausted, your level of exhaustion decreases by 1. After you finish a long rest, you must wait at least 16 hours before starting another one. Interrupting the rest. Long rest is stopped by the following interruptions. Combat. Casting a spell other than a 0 level spell. This really move away from that cantrip name, aren't they? They're all 0 level spells now. 1 hour of walking or other physical exertion. If the rest was at least 1 hour long for the interruption, you gain the benefits of a short rest. You can resume a long rest immediately after interruption. If you do so, the rest requires 1 additional hour to finish per an interruption. Oh, that's quite a nice thing to clarify. Cool, that all seems solid there. Magic action. When you take the magic action, you cast a spell that has a cast time of an action, or use a feature or a magic item that requires a magic action to be activated. If you cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 minute or longer, you must take the magic action on each turn of that casting, and you must maintain concentration while you do so. If you concentration is broken, the spell fails, but you don't expend the spell slot. That's nice. Normally it would. So they changed it so you don't lose the spell slot. Okay. So magic action is casting a spell as well. Oh, what else there'll be? There's currently nothing there about it, but well, they'll put in you can do 1 magic action a turn or something like that. Oh, interesting. All right, move. Yeah, just move. That's fine. Break move. Move around other creatures. You can pass through the space of an ally. You can pass a creature, a tiny creature, or creature who is 2 sizes larger or smaller than you. No creature space is difficult terrain for you unless the creature is tiny. You can't willingly end your move in a space occupied by another creature. Climbing, swimming. You use a speed to climb or swim. Each foot of movement costs 1 extra foot. For example, if you swim or climb 5 feet, you must spend 10 feet of movement. Do so with your speed. If you're swimming or climbing through a different terrain, that 5 foot movement costs 15 feet. Oh my goodness. Okay. So it's not if you use normal speed without climb or swim speed. Things are just harder. Okay. Special speeds. Some creatures have a special speed, such as climb speed, fly speed, and swim speed. If you have more than 1 speed, you must choose which one to use each time you take the move. For example, if you have a speed and a climb speed, use one of those speeds when you move, not both during the same move. If you take more than 1 move on turn and have more than 1 speed, each move can use the same speed for a different one. For example, if you have both a speed and a fly speed, and you take a dash action on your turn, you can use your speed for the move and your fly speed for the dash, or vice versa. Oh, but you can't break up the actual move. So if you want to run across a room and then climb a wall, you can't do it in the same movement. You need to, unless you dash. So you need to move up to the wall, then dash in order to start climbing up the wall. Oh, it seems an unnecessary restriction, but sure. I guess to help. Oh, they got everything kind of bundled up now, because it's because it got a bit weird when you had different, like this fly speed's X, this, but your walking speed's only this. So I guess to try and restrict that. I don't know. Speed of 0, in effect, 0 is your speed for a time. Any special speed you have is also zeroed for the same duration. For example, if you have a speed and a climb speed, both speeds are zeroed if you are subject to the graphic condition. Okay, musical instruments, Prayer of Healing. Okay, new version of Prayer of Healing. The very average Cleric spell that no one really cast. Prayer of Healing, level 2, a duration spell, divine, casting time 10 whole minutes, range 3 feet, available components, duration instantaneous. You utter an extended prayer of restoration. Choose a number of willing creatures equal to your spellcast ability modifier, maximum of 1, so minimum of 1. Each of those creatures who remains within the range of the spell's entire casting gains the benefits of a short rest and also regains 2d8 hit points, and the creature can't be affected by the spell again until you finish a long rest. At high levels, when you cast a spell, using spell slot 3rd level higher, the healing increases by 1d8 for each spell, so each slot above second. Wow, the short rest is pretty good. Basically, it's catnap now. It's this has now got the catnap spell built in. Sure. Just again, you need to keep track of. Oh, no, you're being from the spell, just long rest. It's a little annoying to keep track of. But otherwise, yeah, that's okay. Now it's really good. Before I was kind of just did the 10 minutes to do a bit of group healing. Now it's no, also a short rest, which if you've got a bunch of people who refresh things on short rests, that could be sneaky good. Very good. Okay, sure. Increase pack, whatever. Primal spell list. We're not covering primal today, so we'll just skim through that. Or about that when we get to a druid. Okay, which I think paladins and druids are coming next. Alright, resistance spell. So new version of the resistance spell, the very bad cantrip no one takes. Resistance, a 0 level abjuration spell, divine primal, cast time reaction, which you can take in response to your ally within 10 feet of you failing a saving throw, range 10 foot. Full semantic, instantaneous. You channel magical protection to the creature who failed a saving throw. The creature can roll d4 and add number rolled to the save, potentially turning it into success. Wow, okay. So before this was like an action, like concentration, I think it was a minute. It's kind of like guidance, but it was like, in case a saving throw comes up in the next minute, here you go, have a resistance. Which was meh, never really came up. But now, you can use reaction to give a bonus to someone's saving throw. That's real good. Yeah, that's really, really good. That's a huge get. Okay. So yeah, so I guess, man, poor clerics with their 3 cantrips they get. I guess we're gonna take guidance, resistance, and I guess we'll take a damage one, Toll the Dead or something. And I'm done. That's it. Yeah. Oh, nice to have good cantrips. Yes, really good. Have to be 10 feet, to be real close. Like a mini paladin aura there. Oh, actually, theory paladins will have access to this, maybe. When the paladin comes out, we'll just see what they do with paladin. So yeah, more saving throw boosts, sure. You can always do yourself. And yeah, it's not like you're doing much of your reaction anyway. Oh, very cool. Ritual casting, if you have a spell prepared as a ritual tag, you can cast a spell as ritual. A special feature is no longer required for ritual casting. Okay, so still got carrying on with that. Search action, you make a wisdom check to discern something that isn't obvious. Okay, so that's all straightforward there. Insight, creature state of mind, medicine, creature's ailment, perception, concealed object or creature objects I say, survival, tracks or food. Short sword weapon, a short sword is now a simple weapon rather than a martial weapon. Okay. Slowed, while slowed, you experience the following effects. Limited movement, you must spend 1 extra foot of movement for every foot you move using your speed. Okay. Slow condition here. Attacks affected. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and dexterity saves affected. You have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Sure. Okay, a new version of spiritual weapon. Here's a new version of spiritual weapon spell. Spiritual weapon, 2nd level evocation spell, divine. So bonus action to cast, 60 foot range, visual semantic, concentration up to 1 minute. Oh, hold on. Concentration. Spiritual weapon was not concentration before. It was just it's up. And that's it. You can concentrate on other things. Because clerics have better things to concentrate on. Maybe bless. And they don't have room to concentrate on special weapon. Just put that up. The bed is some extra damage for them as a bonus action after bless is up. Because they can run both. But now you can't. Okay, let's keep reading. You create a floating spectral force that resembles a weapon of your choice that lasts for the duration. The force appears within range in the space of your choice. You can immediately make 1 melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the force. On a hit, the target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the force. Is this a Star Wars reference? I don't know. You can move the force up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature within 5 feet of it. At high levels, when you cast a spell using the spell slot 3rd level or higher, the damage increases by 1d8 for every spell slot above 2nd. So the damage scaling is improved. It didn't scale every level. It was like every other level or something before. So it can hit quite a bit of damage, but that's the only thing you're doing because it's your concentration. Which is real disappointing because, yeah, clerics have a lot of good things to concentrate on. Spiritual guardians, bless. That's about it. But those things are really good, and you want those up. You know, do new concentration on spiritual weapon. Why'd they do that? I'm assuming it's a consistency thing. They're just like, oh, box. This has an ongoing effect. It should be concentration. But that means no one will now use it because it was, you know, it was a way for Cleric to give some okay extra damage. It was never, no one's ever went, oh my gosh, special weapon is so strong. That needs a nerf. It just was a way for Cleric to do a little bit extra damage, you know, while still supporting the team. Look, guys, I got the buffs up. I still support the team, but now I want to do a little bit of damage to myself. Bop on the head with my spiritual weapon, and do a cantrip or whatever. But now, no longer. Which is a shame. A damn shame. Oh well. That's probably the biggest loss for Cleric so far. Everything else has been pretty good. Cleric's looking pretty good. Just sad about spiritual weapon. Steady action. Okay. So, got expanded areas of knowledge. Yeah, so Arcana skills for spells, magic items, eldritch symbols, magic traditions, planes of existence, and certain creatures, aberrations, contracts, elementals, fae, and monstrosities. History, historic events, and people, ancient civilizations, wars, and certain creatures, giants and humanoids. Investigation, traps, ciphers, riddles, and gadgetry. Nature, terrain, flora, weather, and certain creatures, beasts, dragons, oozes, and plants. Religion, deities, religious hierarchies and rites, holy symbols, cults, and certain creatures, celestials, fiends, and undead. I think it's about the same where it was before, actually. What's we got here? Spin speed. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, tool proficiency. If you're proficiency with tool, you can add your proficiency bonus to any ability check you make that uses that tool. If you have proficiency in the skill check that's also used with that check, you have advantage on the check too. This means you can benefit from both skill proficiency and tool proficiency in the same ability check. That was still there from before. It's just, yeah, nice to remind people because it's quite cool. Maybe tools will be useful. Teleportation. Just mentioning, you know, the opportunity attacks for your teleport. I don't think there's anything else really new there. Okay. Tremor sense. Creature with tremor sense can pinpoint the location of creatures and moving objects within a specific range, provided that the creature with tremor sense and anything is detecting are both in contact with the same surface, such as the ground, a wall, or ceiling, or the same liquid. Tremor sense can detect creatures or objects in the air. They can't detect the things in the air. Tremor sense doesn't count as a form of sight. Okay? Doesn't count actually seeing them for sight effects. Okay, true sight. A creature with true sight has enhanced vision in a specific range. Within that range, the creature's vision pierces through the following. The creature can see in normal and magical darkness. The creature can see invisible creatures and objects. The creature notices visual illusions and automatically succeeds on saving throws against them. The creature discerns the true form of any creature or object it sees that has been transformed by magic. The creature can see into the ethereal plane. Cool. So it's true sight. I don't think there's anything new there. Arm strike. So we do arm strike, which I'm interested to see how this plays out when they finally get to the monk, when it comes to the marshals. But it sounds like marshals maybe later, yeah, quite a bit later. Still got a few further things there announced coming up. I think they vaguely hinted at the order anyway. I'm not sure if it's confirmed order, but I imagine the paladin and druid is next. All right. An arm strike is a melee attack that involves using your body to damage, grapple, or shove a target within your reach. Your bonus to hit with an arm strike equals your strength modifier plus your proficiency bonus on a hit. Oh, bonus to hit. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, hit. Your arm strike causes one of the following effects of your choice. Hit. Okay. You can use damage, grapple, or shove. So damage, target takes bludgeoning damage equal to 1 plus your strength modifier. Grapple, the target's grappled, and a grapple's escape DC equals 8 plus your strength modifier plus your proficiency bonus. This grapple is possible only if target is no more than one size larger than you, and if you have a hand free to grab a target. Shove, you either push the target 5 feet away or knock the target prone. This shove is possible only if the target is no more than one size larger than you. And that's that shove is, yeah, no save, just we shove you now. Knock you prone, which is quite good. Knocking people prone, get the advantage on attacks. Alright, so it's unarmed strike. And that's it. That's the end of the document. Okay. Wow. 26 pages Wasn't as massive as the other ones, but getting up there. Wow. All the way up. Okay. Wow. So that's it. That's the latest One D&D Playtest Material. The Cleric and revised species and a few other bits and bobs, new spells and rules there. Overall, I think we're definitely liking the refinement process, and they seem to be heading more in the right direction. I think they've still got the heroic inspirational ones. I just want to get rid of heroic inspiration together personally, but the Cleric, I'm pretty happy with the Cleric. I'm really liking the changes there. It's kind of streamlined quite a few aspects of the Cleric, shuffled their domain a bit later. I'm liking all the classes are getting subclasses coming at level 3. I for one, a big fan in adventures, players kind of doing things to earn their subclass and things coming up. Yeah, the characterful choices for the subclass. So having that at 3rd level at least means you got the first 2 levels to play with, and so players get a feel for the character and then decide what path they're going to take from there. So having all the subclasses kicking at 3rd level rather than some kicking at 1st and whatnot. I'm liking that, though I'm very interested to see what they do with Sorcerer. Yeah, Sorcerer's origin not kicking until 3rd level. That should be very interesting. Something similar to what I've done with Cleric here, where you get just some generic aspects to start off with, then you can focus up to more flavorful options when you get to the subclass at level 3. So liking that. Spells overall pretty good. Just really fortunate things like Spiritual Weapon, Aid, and Banishment. It's very sad to see, but I'm liking Guidance and Resistance now. So there's nice options there. Overall, pretty good. Oh yeah, and of course the species, Dragonborn and Goliath, pretty solid. I'm liking those. Ardlings, guess get rid of them. I think they're lost cause. But we'll see how we go. So the survey will be out on December 21st, just before Christmas. So we'll try and get some playtesting in, and do a video filling that in before we get to Christmas. Busy Christmas season. Fun. Alright, if you like these videos, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow. We're getting up to that 500 number. Speaking of Christmas, I'd love for Christmas to get to 500 subs. End of the year, 500 subs, that'd be nice. Subscriptions there, really helps the channel grow. Please, thanks. So that'll be very nice to get. So we're growing up there. We're at 451 at the recording of this video. So if you get a sub my way, that'll be very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Until next time, I'm Brad Thompson. This has been Cutting Words. Happy gaming. See ya.